Ahava blessings. Welcome to this episode of Hold the Shekhinah. This podcast is here to support us in this journey of remembering, integrating, embodying, and re-establishing our connection to our infinite essence, to our soul, to the divine nature that is our true essence. I am your host. My name is Aurea. I am a Reiki Master, Energy and Sound Healer, and I am an ordained Magdalene Priestess, and I am your guide on this journey. So let's take a moment to just ground into our body before we get into this content, because there's a lot of energy happening. So take a deep inhale with me. And exhale. So we are in the portal of Imbolc. Imbolc is, it's one of my favorite Earth holidays, and it's, I think all of them are my favorite, but they all hold such a different frequency. So the frequency of Imbolc, which means in the belly, it is the frequency of rebirth, of renewal, of that first initial spark, that initial spark of hope, of creation, of joy. It's that first moment where conception begins. And this can be the conception of new life, the seed that is just beginning to sprout. This can be a project. This can be a book, artwork, that first spark. This is how I envision and feel Imbolc. And it is that midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And in the earth-based traditions, they celebrated these portals because it brought them into greater alignment with the earth. And when we are in alignment with the earth, we are in greater harmony with creation. And when we are in greater harmony with creation, we can birth our desires that are in alignment with our soul into this physical realm with greater ease. So as much as we want to, or some of us, maybe not we, some of us may want to paint our ancestors in with the brush of they were unenlightened, they were, whatever you want to say, not as evolved. They were actually far more evolved in many ways than we ourselves have been, perhaps even in the now moment. They truly understood how to live in harmony, in alignment with all of the forces around them. So Imbolc is a beautiful time to set new intentions, to seed your intentions into the earth. It's a wonderful time to connect with the earth. It is connected with the triple goddess Bridget, the keeper of the holy flame. And she is a Celtic goddess, but I would say she's more, I'm sure she is found in other incarnations, but we just view her as Celtic because she comes to us from the Druidic pantheon, from the Celtic Welsh lands, and the Scottish, I think, also. So the British Isles, and maybe even the Germanic tribes. So a lot of this reverence for the earth came because they were one with the earth. They knew and saw that the earth was their source of sustenance. If they didn't plant, they didn't harvest. If they didn't clear the land, if they didn't revere the land, then the land would not be fertile. So there is a lot of energy of fertility, of new beginnings, of creation, of igniting and sparking that inner flame, that flame of your desire that is in alignment with your soul. It is a portal for creation, as I mentioned, and it is a portal for us to seed our intentions. And it is a time to really come into union with what is it that lights us up? What is it that makes us feel alive? It makes us feel enlightened. It makes us feel empowered, sovereign. It makes us feel, I don't want to say in control, because if you've been on this path, you know very well that you are not in control. There is no such thing as control. Control is something that the ego mind has invented to give us the false sense of security that we as humans sometimes tend to look for. But there's no such thing. There's no such thing as control. It's all a surrender. It's all a cosmic harmony, a cosmic dance, a symphony of different notes and frequencies that align with what we wish to manifest, or it doesn't. And then if it doesn't, we come back to the heart, we come back to our center, and we tweak what needs to be tweaked. It is a time for really coming into alignment with the power of our word, with the fact that our thoughts, our words, our entire physical vessels are frequencies of creation. We ourselves are creator creating, and we are one with all that is. There is that sense of oneness, of infinite possibilities that are right now available to us. So it is a beautiful time. It is a beautiful time to tune into the earth, to make friends with the tree, to make friends with the earth, to make friends with the trees around you and the birds, and to seed your intentions. There is nothing more beautiful than to feel our oneness with the world around us, with one another. And so Bridget is also the goddess of the hearth. She is the protector of women. She is the protector of the earth. She is the protector of all living creatures. And she allows us to find that balance and that harmony, and to be in this cosmic dance, in this infinite ebb and flow with all that is. So she is a goddess of beauty, of giving, of receiving. She is a goddess of the triple fire, as I mentioned. She is a fertility goddess. She is associated with the lambs and the snowdrops and the crocuses and the bunnies. So all of these like new, this new life, these animals that kind of come into being. So I do love the fact that Imbolc means in the belly. A lot of nature, a lot of the animals at this point in time are pregnant with life. And I like to view this as a symbolism of us as well in this moment. So we have gone through the portal of the winter solstice, the new year, according to our Western calendar. And now we're coming into the rising. The days are getting warmer. The ground is beginning to stir. The creatures are beginning to stir. Like the first inklings of life are popping up, of new growth, of new creation. This is a lot like us. We have begun the process. We have gone through that void. We have gone through that purification, and purification is an ongoing process. And we are coming into this point where we are holding the precious seeds that we are willing and wishing to birth into the manifest world. We are holding them with reverence. We are holding them in safety and in protection. So it is that in-between point. It's that, what's the word I'm looking for? It's that point between what is seen and what is unseen. So it is a very powerful time, and all of the planets at this point in time are in their forward movement from their perspective, from the perspective of us here on Earth. So no planets are in retrograde until I believe it's April 1st when Mercury goes into retrograde. And I don't believe in like not doing something or getting scared when a planet is in retrograde. All retrogrades mean is that it is time to pause, it's time to receive, it's time to review, it's time to reassess, reconfigure, and return to what is the initial intent. Return to what is it that we're actually here to do. And it's that reassessing point. So now is really the time to seed our intentions, to begin that process, if we haven't already, to start nurturing, if we've already begun the process, to nurture our creations and to allow ourselves to receive, to spark and nurture that inner flame, that holy desire, that huba, and align it with the divine. Keep feeding it that infinite light. So what is important is knowing that we are infinite, we are cosmic beings, we are light, frequency, and vibration and sound. This is our etheric makeup that manifests into our physical body. And when we are seeking to birth new creations, what we are really seeking to do needs to be aligned with our soul, with the infinite light of creation, not with our ego. The ego is that part of us that seeks to create fear, division, separation. It seeks to protect us by keeping us separate from our own infinite nature. Because when the ego feels it's in control, we have the illusion of safety and we think we're safe, so we stay in our little box, we stay in our lane, because this is what we were taught and programmed to do. And this is, supposedly how we achieve what we want. But desires that are achieved through the ego, through pressure, through manipulation, through force, through I'm going to use the word impure, and I'll explain why I'm using that particular word. I'm using the word impure because when something is impure, it is not aligned with that infinite self that we are. It is in separation. It is in that realm of duality. So when we birth creations from those waters within us that have of creation that have not been purified, that we haven't made holy, what happens is we perpetuate the karmas, the traumas, the limiting beliefs, the fear programs. We wind up perpetuating that which we don't wish to perpetuate unknowingly, unconsciously. So that's what I mean by impure. To be pure is to be whole, to be sovereign, to know that you are infinite cosmic oneness. You are one with all that is. To view separation as something to be transcended, not as your base frequency. So when our desires are seated in the space of the ego, they naturally have an endpoint. They will at some point cease to expand because they're not in alignment with the infinite light of creation. However, when we ourselves are aware of the fact that we live in a dualistic planet, and we have chosen this dualistic experience in order to transcend duality and remember that we are infinite cosmic oneness and that we are one with all that is, and we cultivate that harmony, that alignment with all that is around us, then the things that we birth into being expand. the things that we birth and manifest into the physical realm, those desires that are in alignment with our soul, with our infinite essence, they are grounded into the earth, and they are expanded and magnified, and they are here to be of service, to support all of us in this remembering, in this embodying of our own infinite nature. Let's take a pause there, because that's a lot. Because that brings the power back to us. That means nothing and no one outside of you can take away your power when you are in alignment with your light, with the infinite light of creation. Nothing outside of you has the ability to even harm you in many ways, because we remember that everything that is in our life is happening not to us, but it's happening for us, because we chose the experience in order to evolve, to transcend, to embody and remember who we are, our infinite cosmic oneness. And as I say that, it's like I'm feeling my crown chakra just completely open. But that is the difference. That is the difference between seeding our desires out of ego and seeding our desires out of the light, and nurturing our desires from the infinite light of creation with that infinite light of creation, and coming back to our center again and again. Because in this world, we know that we're going to experience duality. However, we do not have to be defined by it. We don't have to allow it. We have to understand its purpose, and its purpose is to show us that we can transcend. Its purpose is to allow us to remember who we are, that we are infinite, we are one with all that is. That is the purpose of duality. That is the purpose of our incarnation in this world of duality, to transcend duality and come back to our cosmic union, to our divine union, to know that we are infinite beings. And as infinite beings, we are here to create. We are here to make creation better. We are here to expand. We are here to inspire. We are here to embrace and seed the purity of love, of harmony, of peace, of oneness. And we do this by coming back to our intention. Why is it that we want that desire? And it can be anything. Now, it can be because, we're constantly comparing ourselves to our neighbor or to our coworker. And we're in this, dog eat dog kind of mentality. However, when we realize that is where we're operating from. We're operating from fear, from lack, from those lower impulses, from, wanting to be better than someone else, from envy, from jealousy, from separation. So all of these frequencies, separation. When we understand that we are operating from separation, we can do the work to come into union, to come into our oneness, to return to our heart, to return to our center, to return to our alignment with cosmic light, with cosmic divine source, God, Goddess, Allaha. And that is the journey, that is life, and that is the beauty of life, that we have been given this and blessed with this opportunity to experience duality as kind of a challenge. It's a challenge for us, our soul, to come back into union, to remember its oneness, its holiness. And we come back into union by coming back to our alignment, by, we can meditate, we can dance, we can drum, we can sing, we can chant, we can revere nature, we can sun gaze. There are so many ways we can pray. There are so many ways. Yogic practices, meditation, sound healings, all of it. Like, all of these are tools that we have at our disposal to remember, breath work, to come back into that remembering, come back into that oneness, to come back into our center, because we need those reminders. We need those benchmarks so we can see that the only thing we're here to do is remember our soul essence. And in remembering our soul essence, we embody it. We choose to purify, we embody it, and we express it. And in expressing it, we are creating more light. We are expanding that light. We are expanding it in one another. We are inspiring and supporting one another through this process in that compassionate, loving, kind way. All of this is the frequency that we are choosing to hold. And sure, there always will be some people that this is not the frequency that they want to hold. It's too hard, it's too difficult, because again, there's always the temptation to take the easy way out. But when we know that the easy way out is the way that is not going to last, then there really is no choice. There is only aligning, continuing to align with our soul, not giving up, no matter what has transpired, knowing that we are infinite oneness, knowing that everything is an experience, everything is happening for us. Everything is a challenge or a reminder to come back into your center, come back into your union with all that is. And this is what Imbolc symbolizes to me. This is what all of these earth holidays. So the earth holidays, the earth wheel, works with the frequencies of the earth. So understanding all of this, understanding the symbolism of all of these earth holidays allows us to be in greater harmony with ourselves, with our heart, with our soul, with the earth, with all that is around us. And when we do this, I'll share my experience. The more that I have come into alignment with the earth, with my soul, with my oneness, our own infinite oneness, the more I have done that, the more that I have experienced that I can breathe. You know how we kind of walk around tight and like just holding our breath, just waiting for life to kick our ass? When I've surrendered and actually worked with these cycles and going through this process of these spirals of continually deepening my understanding, continually working on the things I have to work on, my own shadow, my own arrogance. And it's not so much judging myself for that, the guilt, the shame, the blame. Oh, I didn't do that good enough. Oh, all of that. The more that I have worked on seeing it, feeling it, and then just bringing in more light, transmuting and alchemizing all of that stuff with cosmic light. The more that I have experienced ease, the more that I can breathe, like I said, the more that I feel that I can see I can see the patterns and connect the dots, and I can break through the cycles, that I can break through my own limitations. I can transform and transcend my own ego, and know that I am here to be of service, and continually align with that energy of that infinite cosmic oneness, that all possibilities are available to me, that there is no limit to what I can birth and create. There is no limit to how much I can expand, to how much love I can not only experience myself, but how much love I can share. It's a feeling of harmony, a feeling of peace, a feeling of oneness, a feeling of knowing that my life is sacred, and that if my life is sacred, all life is sacred. And seeing that sacredness, seeing the holiness in all that is around me, And that has increased my gratitude. That has increased the abundance in my life. That has increased the beauty, the harmony, the relationships. That has increased the way that I view the world and what I'm able to, how I'm able to impact people, how I'm able to support and be of service in a greater way. And there will always be frustrations. I'm not here to tell you that I am better than anyone else or that I am holy, and because I'm holy, I'm somehow a greater being. No, because I'm holy, I'm here to be of service. That is the perspective. Because my life is sacred and my actions are sacred, and my alignment with infinite source, God, Goddess, my alignment with the infinite light is my starting point. That is what I constantly come back to. I see that in everything I do. I seed that in everything I do, and I see it all around me, and I nurture and cultivate it all around me. This doesn't mean that everyone is going to understand or resonate with the frequencies I'm bringing in, because it's the truth. Some people are not, even in Yeshua and Mary Magdalene's and Mother Mary's time, some people were not ready to receive that they are infinite oneness, that they are cosmic beings, that they are light beings, that they are energy, that they are vibration, that they have the power to transform any circumstance. They weren't ready to receive. So what did they do? They vilified, they ostracized, they killed. We know the story. That doesn't mean that everyone is ready to receive, and doesn't mean that everything's going to be perfect and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. This isn't the spirituality that I practice. That's not it. It simply means that we know who we are in alignment with our soul, and we are sharing our light wherever we are called to do it, and in whatever way. And we must understand that, number one, not everyone is ready to receive. Not everyone is ready to do the work. Not everyone wants to do the work. Not everyone signed up on this merry-go-round of life saying they were going to do their work. And maybe they did. Maybe they did sign up to do the work, and free will. They're choosing not to. And that is perfectly perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Everything you in this moment, everything around you is perfect as it is. And this is the gift of always coming back into alignment, doing your work, always coming back into alignment with the cycles and with your infinite oneness. That we know that in this moment I am safe, I am protected, I feel fully supported, I am loved, I am received, I give of my heart, and I see the beauty and the harmony and the blessings and all that the divine has gifted me with, in all of my gifts, in all of my challenges, in all of the people around me. I can see, the oracle in me can see what is behind that person's words. What is the underlying motivation? And that allows me to be of greater service, to be even more in my service and even more humble with my service. So it is that interplay of how you giving and being of service, you doing your work, has an impact on everything around you. Because when you heal, when you are activated, other people around you are healed and activated. They may not consciously be aware of it, but somewhere, somehow in their subconscious, it is percolating. And the seed will blossom in the time that is right. And all we need to do is shine our light. And this is what this portal of Imbolc is showing us, to nurture that spark of the divine within us, that seed. Nurture our seeds and share them. Grow them, expand them, share them, align with the infinite light of creation. And that is Imbolc. So some of the crystals you can work with are citrine. What is the green one? Green aventurine. Anything that is growth, fertility, jade. Hug a tree. Make friends with a tree. Make friends with the birds. I kept seeing a lot of, I think they were red-winged blackbirds and a cardinal. So notice what is around you, because the divine source, God, goddess, is always giving you signs. Your team in spirit is always, nudging you. They cannot interfere because that's not their job. We have free will. However, we can ask for help. We can ask for guidance. We can ask for insight. We can ask, for confirmation of whatever inspiration that we have received, whatever messages and wisdom has come through for us. So I invite you to do that. I invite you to really enjoy this portal. Enjoy all of the portals. Enjoy creation. Enjoy fertility. Enjoy your life. It is really, you are the only one that is you. How magical is it that there's only one you? There's only one you that is here to express what your soul came here to express in the way that only you can. That's absolutely purely magical and beautiful. You are infinite. You are worthy. You are deserving. Let's let go. Let's do the work to let go even more deeply of all of those ingrained patterns that have made us feel small and separated us from our own infinite oneness. I thank you so much for joining me on this episode about the Imbolc energies in creation. And I invite you to check out the companion sound activation. It is a full sound activation. I know that I do mini ones because I know sometimes we're a little bit on the run and we got stuff to do, and we don't necessarily have 45 minutes to 50 minutes to just dedicate to, okay, I'm just going to be here. Although I have found that whenever I just dedicate the time to just allowing myself to receive, everything just flows so much better. So I do encourage you to actually listen to the full activation because it is absolutely worth it. As always, listen to it on a platform that does not intersperse ads. I will also put this in the body and in the introduction to the episode of the sound activation. Enjoy it. If you want to, I love to do things that make my experience feel more sacred and more holy. So if you want to light a candle, if you want to burn some incense, if you want to smudge, burn a little bit of incense and rosemary and lavender, if you want to have a nice tea, however you want to tune into these frequencies, I encourage you to begin the process of making every action you take, make it holy, make it sacred, imbue it with your sacred intention, and everything will begin to flow far more easily. So if you like this episode, please share with me below how you're receiving this episode, how you're receiving these frequencies, and I just would love to hear from you. And of course, subscribe, follow, 5-star review, all of the things. I do appreciate it, and share as this helps these frequencies, these higher frequencies, to be anchored in more people and in more places. So I do love that. It seems that my episodes reach people in Ireland and the UK and in Europe, and I adore that, and even in Southeast Asia and Africa. And I adore seeing like all those little lights pop up and all over the US and Canada and South America. So I do really appreciate that, and I just see all of those who receive the wisdom codes as just anchoring and sharing their own divine light. So many blessings to you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Ahava.